What up, everybody? What up, what up, what up? Let's see, we got 2 people in here and 2 likes already. We got, what up, John Doe? We got learning with 1. We'll wait for some people to get signed on here. We got walnut, we got cherry, and we got a little bit of maple. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with this next cutting board. I don't fix it. Jimmy's here, Sayer's here. What up, guys? What up? I'm not even sure which direction I want to go with this cutting board. I'm just going to start cutting stuff. I'm going to start planing stuff because the wood that I got over there hasn't been straightened out yet. And so I'm going to show you guys that process. We're going to mill it a little bit before we do our final cuts. Get it nice and flat, nice and straight. Get all the wood completely even. I know I didn't show that process last time because I was trying to save time and all that type of stuff. What up, Pine Tree? It's okay. No big deal. So, you know, when you're doing these things, it's good to have an idea in your head. But I can't tell you how many times once I get the pieces cut and then I'll mock them up and look at it and I hate it and I gotta start over. You know what I mean? You really don't know what it's gonna look like until you get all the pieces cut and you get it all mocked up and you see. Sometimes I hate it. Sometimes I absolutely hate it. And you know what I do? I put the cut pieces of wood over on my table for another project, and I start cutting more wood. So be prepared, guys. If I don't like it, I'm probably going to start over. So we'll still wait and get, let a few people get signed in here. What the vision in my head that I have is walnut, maple, cherry, maple, walnut, maple, cherry, maple. And the maple will be thin strips inside of a bigger piece of cherry. That's the idea I got going on in my head right now. We'll see how it plays out. What up, Jamie True? Oh, by the way, Jamie True, Fix It Jimmy, your stuff is in the mail. Enjoy your prizes, guys. And, I don't mean the gloat or nothing, but man, I've been finding some deals. I've been finding deals that I got to ask the store person if that's the right price. That's how good they are. Like today, the Flex high torque 1/2-inch impact wrench with 5 amp hour battery and charger. That used to be a $300 kit like 6-7 months ago. I paid $39. How about the Flex 30-degree framing nailer? $49. Are you effing kidding me? That freaking table saw. That beast of a table saw you guys have been watching for a week now just rip through shit with 2 amp hour batteries and then not even having a problem. Oh God, these free Palestine people. Yeah, thanks, Juan. No politics. We're here to do some woodworking and all that type of stuff. So, I don't know. Has anybody got anything that they want to say? Anything that they want to say at all before we get going? Because once we get going and I got heavy machinery going, it gets loud. I also am looking at a tiny little phone camera with all these lights that are blinding me. I won't be able to see your guys' questions until I come and sit back down and we do the glue up. Okay, so I'm just warning everybody now. Tool fly on the wall. You live in a good place for tools. Nice pickups. Yeah, well, I also am a little bit nutty. I have a 100-mile radius that I travel around 1 time a week. I call it hunting. I go out, I hunt. Sometimes I come home with nothing and the day is just a big waste. But man, I tell you what, lately I've been going out hunting and coming back with 12-point bucks. So it's been a good time here. What up, Mitchell? All right, so first we're going to start by flattening these boards, okay? The maple's already flat because I did that last week. But the walnut needs to be flat. You can tell there's a little bow in it, and the cherry's got a little bow in it. So we'll just start flattening out these boards with the planer, get them relatively flat, and then we'll start cutting. And we'll start figuring out exactly what we're going to do here. So let me get the camera set back up. Let me get the lights over here. All right, so we're going to be working out of that bad boy right there, that planer. Got to get some lights for you guys. You guys can see what's going on. Is that good? You guys see that okay? Yeah, you can see that. Okay. All right. Let me get my little push stick. Doobie doobie doo. Doobie doobie doo. So when do you think they're gonna come out with a battery powered planer, huh? I'm surprised they don't have one out yet. All right, so we want to try and start with the piece that is the straightest. This is the cherry. That one's straighter. All right. This is the walnut. Yeah, that's pretty straight. This won't need that much planing. That's a good piece of wood right there. There's a little bow right there, but that's it. All right. Those are the two pieces of wood for tonight's live. Walnut and cherry mixed with a little bit of maple. Now you want to get your planer set up. Very simple. You unlock this. This goes up and down depending on what depth you need. We'll start there and see how she does. one. So, whenever somebody says, oh, you just glue up a few frickin' boards to make a cutting board, why do you charge $200? Because it takes time. You got to get the board straight and flat. You got to get all that stuff going. I mean, if you want to buy pre-cut, pre-frickin' fabricated lumber that costs about $80 to make one cutting board for, go right ahead. But that's not making a cutting board. That's being a hobbyist. That's putting... Somebody already baked the cake. You just squirted some fucking icing on it. Whoop-de-doo. So we got this board pretty flat. It's not perfect, but it doesn't got to be perfect. Because it will all come out when we plane it. When we got it all glued together, okay? Where's my tape? So that came out to be about, what do we got there? Final depth. That's 3/4 inch exactly. What do you know? 3/4 inch exactly. That's what we wanted. 3/4 inch thick. All right. I think my vacuum is clogged. Hold on. These rigid vacuums aren't that great. Oh yeah. That's not good. Alright. Which piece of walnut? This piece of walnut, right? This one's pretty straight. This will just take 1 or 2 passes on each side. This ain't gonna take long at all. Boards flat. Well, pretty flat. Not perfectly flat, but we got them flat enough to work with to get a glue up going here. All right, what's going on? What's going on in the chat? Let's see. Who else is in here? Soundwave. He used to look at 2x4s the same. You don't need to. It just made it straight, Sayer, so yes, it does. There was a pretty big bow in the wood. It's fine. I don't feel like shelling out money for a stupid jointer. If you look at these boards, They're perfectly... Go ahead, watch this. Here, look. And yes, they were about 7/8 thick. I want them at 3/4 inch. Go ahead. If you can see that, they are pretty fucking straight after doing that. And I like to take a little bit off of each side because they are 7/8 inch thick and I want to get it down to 1/4 inch. Okay. You can use other tools to do stuff. You just got to get creative. That's all. I mean, that's pretty flat. Look, guys, that's sitting on my table saw. That's flat. That's flat. It's not rocking. Not rocking. It's flat. Like I said. Just because you do it one way doesn't mean somebody else can't do it a different way. We're making a cutting board, Tom. John Doe's back. Yeah, double tap the screen would be nice. Oh, who sent 50 thingies? I'm sorry, guys. I was over there planing and getting the shit to where I wanted it. Thanks, John Doe, for that thumbs up. That's awesome. All right. I got to figure out what we're doing here. Let me get the camera set back up over on the table saw. This beautiful table saw, by the way. This sexy, beastly table saw. Okay. Move it up there for you guys. Is that good, guys? Is that good? Hey, all you tough guys out there. It's just a fishy swimming by. It's just a fishy swimming by. Whoop! He's backing up. The fish is backing up. Whee! I got a used joiner for $50 and rebuilt it. It worked for me. I know. And like I said, guys, it doesn't got to be perfectly flat, but those came out damn near perfectly flat. You know what I mean? It's not like they were horribly bent or warped or anything like that. It just had slight bowing in the middle. And I needed to take off a 16th on each side, going a 64th at a time, okay? And it usually straightens it out. And if it don't, I cut out where the bow's at, and I use the flat wood. And then that other wood, I figure it was something else to do with it. You know what I mean? And I don't have any room for a planer. My basement is jam-packed. The planer is the only thing I don't... I mean, the jointer. I'm sorry. I have a planer. The jointer. I don't have any goddamn room for any more tools down here. At least benchtop tools. I got no more benchtop space. I guess I could get rid of that rigid spindle sander. That thing sucks. But yeah. Jointer would be nice. But there's other ways to skin a cat. Especially when you're just doing cutting boards. I'm not making, you know, customized tables and chairs and shit like that and big stuff. I'm making little stuff here. Let's go, Patriots. Well, that should be a 5-minute timeout in itself there. I deal with janky boards all the time. All I use is a tough cut, air-dried wood. Yep. How fragrant is your cherry? I love the smell of it when I mill it. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought it would smell better too. I can't smell it. I can't smell it today. Maybe it's because my sinuses are a little backed up, but I can't smell it. That could be. I got a deviated septum. From all them years, I wasn't a good human. Way back when. So it could be just me, Sayer. It could be just me. It probably smells amazing down here, but I can't smell it because I'm a little bit backed up. Yeah, it is pretty dry. It is pretty dry. Well, it's been in my basement for at least 6 months now, Sayer. It's been in my basement for at least 6 months now, this wood. So, yeah, it's probably gotten dried out here. Nope, I had the Rona like a month ago. Remember when Christina was doing videos because I didn't have a voice? What saw? This one? I know. It's crazy, Sayer. This saw, now, I love my Milwaukee. I sold that. I sold it for $300 too. The kit with the 12 amp hour battery and charger. I sold it for $300. It's a $700 kit. Dude, that sold in 5 minutes. I'm like, damn it, I put it up for too low. It's because it was in great condition. One, because I take care of my stuff. And two, because it wasn't that old. I mean, I think I got that last October when I started woodworking. Yep. And then we started the channel a few months later. And I've used it ever since. And I used to love that saw. Not until this thing came along. Holy cow. I wanted a divorce from that saw so quickly after this thing came. It's not even funny. All right, let's figure out what we're going to do here. We got our walnut. Now, get my Sharpie. See that, guys? No bow. Look, there's no bow. There's no gap. That is 110% completely flat. All right. Now, how do I want to do this? What's my vision? Well, we did 12.5 inches. I guess we could cut out 1.5 inch strips. We can start there. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to use this side. That side's all jagged. 1.5. Goody goody. Let's cut that strip first. Where's my speed square? Jooby, jooby doo. Jooby, jooby doo. Jooby dooby. All right, let's get this lined up. Let's get the vacuum hooked up. Even though it's damn near about ready to explode, it's got a couple cuts left in it. You know what I'm saying? Don't you hate emptying out the damn vacuums, guys? I hate it. I have no sense of smell. The first 12 years of my life, I spent most of my time in my family's 1,200 layer chicken house. Oh my God. Yeah, I'd say that would do it. I'd say that would do it. All right, let's get this lined up. All right, good. Turn our little fence light here. Look at that. Oh, every time that thing turns on, those are the noises. When that fence light turns on, it goes, oh, like you're seeing God or something. measured on the wrong side. Yo, did you guys see that thing just eat up walnut like it was pine, dude? Did you see that? Did you see that? That was nutty. All right. All right, we got our strip of walnut here. Let's see how many strips it can make. 12 and a half. And chop up our cherry and our maple. Then we'll head over to the miter saw. Okay. 1, 2, 3. It's just a little bit too short. All right, so we get 3 out of that. I'm probably going to need to cut another strip. All right, this will go over on the done table. 1 more strip. I'm willing to bet on the corner that I'm not using it. Sure, on this corner that I'm not using. But guess what? We got so much sanding and finishing work left to do, it really don't matter at this stage. You're going to have to fix something anyways. I don't care what anybody tells you. All right, let's rip another one. That's all we're left with, this tiny little skinny piece of walnut for another project. All right. Look at that, guys. So, you know what's really cool about the walnut? When you get those knots like that, you can dig this out, right? And then you fill that in with like black epoxy. It just looks really cool. It just looks cool. All right, now our cherry. Our cherry. So that gives me 6 blocks, 6 strips, 1.5 inches. So 3, 6, about 7.5 inches. What does that look like? Okay, so that's 7.5 inches. So I want to go thinner with the maple. I mean, with the cherry strips. Not too thin, no. Maybe 1 inch thick. And then I want to go super thin with the maple strips, because I want it to be 1 inch thick cherry, and then like 1/4 inch thick each maple on either side of it, and then 2 walnuts. and do that pattern. We'll see how that looks. I'm willing to bet when I hit the ground. Do they make an extension for the back? No. Does he not look so much happier doing this stuff? No. Huh? I don't know. I like talking about tools too. I hate trolls, but trolls can come in here too and tell you that you're doing this wrong, that you're doing that wrong, and all that other type of stuff. You know how they are. You know how they are. You don't know what you're doing. I do it this way. You know, them fucking people. All right, we're going an inch thick, and then we're going 1/4 inch thick maple. I think we'll only need one slice off of this, though. I don't think we're gonna need too much of this. All right, that's good. I wish I had a little remote for my vacuum, you know? I know they sell them. All right, now 1/4 inch strips of this. This is where it gets tricky. This is where you got to be careful. I didn't want to push it there because it's such a thin strip. I didn't want to hit my push stick with it. So we'll just chop that up on the miter. All right. Hopefully this looks the way I want it to look in my head. Well, let's hope. Because guess what? I hate more than anything having to, once you get all that cut and milled and all that type of stuff, I hate having to frickin' scrap it and then go get new pieces of wood and redo a whole vision. Yeah, I know, Sarah. I got them for my shops, for my bowling shops. I use them every day, and I just never think to buy one for at home until I'm actually doing something. So I got to put it down in my old calendar, you know what I mean? Push stick or something, dude? What are you talking about? I had a push stick. Hey, what's this? That's a push stick. It was getting dangerously close to my blade. Okay? That's why I stopped it. Because I don't like accidents, and we didn't need to cut the last half an inch there because I'll just chop it off on the miter saw. I'd rather be safe and chop it off on the miter saw than push through it, and then it ruins my push stick and all that type of stuff. I'm good with all that. Siri, remind Josh to get a plug remote. That's funny. Who's a troll? Who's trolling, Sayer? All right, let's head over to the miter. Doobie doobie doobie. Don't mind my messy basement. There she be. I just got to get the light out of the way now. See, I got to keep moving all the lights around. You see how that just blinded you guys? That's what happens to me every time I go live with you guys. I can't see shit. All right, now we're on the old miter saw. Isn't she beautiful? Before that table saw came, this was the creme de la creme of my shop. This flex volt miter saw. It was most definitely the creme de la creme. Then that table saw showed up, and it's like taking a little bit of a back seat, but I still love her. I still love you. I give her a little pat. Yeah, give her a little pat. Give her a little pat in the butt, you know? All right. So we're making the same type of length cutting board that we made the other day, guys. We're not making it any bigger or any smaller. We're just making it. I know I just marked one of the... There it is. Okay. All right. That's the end. That's the end. Okay. How do you like me now? Uno. Ah, that sucks. I hate that. I hate how the wood is. I just need it to be a little bit longer, so I can make a smaller cutting board out of this one. So I'll set this one over here to the side for rainy day. All right, you're up next there. Oh, and by the way, to all the trolls that say I don't use my tools, I buy them so I can do a 1-2 minute video on them and then never use them again. Take notice. I don't know. This thing is awesome. No deflection in it. The blade don't deflect in it. It's just money. Every time. It's just money. Would you guys believe me if I told you I charged that battery 2 months ago and I haven't charged it since? That's how crazy good it is. See, we may get lucky there. We may be able to get lucky here, get this out of here cleanly, and then fill that in with epoxy later, and just make it be like a cool little part of the cutting board, you know? That's the only part, is it doesn't have a wall there, so we may have to do it after we get it all put together, you know what I mean? But that could be a cool little part. We can even put a different color epoxy in there, you know? Blue, red, whatever, just to give it that little bit extra. All right, now we got to cut the cherry. I did not cut down the cherry tree. I swear on my life. You guys like my measuring system? I think it works. Doobie doobie doo, doobie doo. Doobie doobie doo, doobie doo. All right. And then once I get the maple cut, we're going to see it for the first time to see if we like it or if we hate it. After them counters, I am done for this year. When I was making a big production of boards, I would make up a glued up bank that would make 4 boards. I was making about 30 a week in my spare time. I hear ya. You'll need them one day. Yeah. Yeah, I never use my tools, you know what I mean? What's up, woodworking? Easton, what up, buddy? We're just doing a little woodworking ourselves, you know? Using our tools, unlike the trolls say on the old, whatever this app's called, YouTube. Guys, can I just show you something? That table saw has no burning in it whatsoever. These are some of the hardest woods known to man, and there's no burning on any of these cuts. It's crazy. Now my Milwaukee saw, especially when you're going through like a hard wood, it would burn. It would burn the wood. It used to piss me off. It's not like it happened a lot, but when it did happen, it pissed me off. Oh, I'm liking the way it's looking. I think we're going to go with this, guys. I may have to cut one more piece of maple. I may have to cut one more piece of maple, guys. But I'm liking where this is going. And I don't have really super thin strips. Okay, I'm using a little bit thicker strips because that's what I want to do. Trying something a little bit different tonight. Instead of doing like super thin strips like I did there, I'm trying a little bit thicker strips. Let me see here. Let me see what we got. Cool. Oh, I like this. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Ooh, it's looking so nice. It's so nice. Wait till you guys see this. Yep, we gotta cut one more piece of maple. I gotta cut one more strip of maple. Oh no, it's not quite thin enough. Hold on, I'll be right back. I don't feel like adjusting the camera for this. Now 2 vacuums are going on. How sick is that? Alright, so that's a thin strip. That's what we normally use. Like 1/4 inch thick thin strip there. Okay? Let me see if this has got to be the same thickness. It is. We're going to use thick strips though. I'm going to save this long thin piece of strip here, and maybe we'll make like little coasters out of these scrap woods that we've had from this cutting board, okay? That would be cool one night, right? What up, Pat? What up, Tom, again? A lot of burning I experienced from a dull blade. Yeah, but here's the thing, Tom. It was a brand new Diablo blade. So, brand new Diablo blade. Shouldn't have been burning. Brand new Diablo blade shouldn't have been burning through the wood like that. I was going a little bit slow because I felt like sometimes I had to go slower with that saw. So when you're going slower, you give the saw blade more opportunity for it to burn the wood. This one, I don't have to slow down. I just feed it, and the damn thing cuts like a dream with a stock blade. I can't wait till I get a real blade on that thing and how great that saw is going to be. I almost bought a spider one tonight, but I couldn't respect myself in the morning if I put a spider saw blade on that beautiful piece of machinery. I just couldn't do it. Alright, I gotta get one more piece cut. One more piece cut and then we'll start. I'll show you guys what this is gonna look like, okay? Okay. Rainy day wood, rainy day wood. Did you guys watch my video on the Seville blower? Huh? Did you watch this video? Guess what I use it for? Leaves, obviously. But guess what else I use it for? You ready? I hate it when my tools are dirty. There. And your tools will never be dirty. It takes you 5 seconds to frickin' hose them off. Alright. Let's get my scrap wood over on the scrap wood pile. Like, I got a lot of scrap wood over here. I got some canary wood. I got some leopard wood. I got some purple heart. I got more leopard, more cherry, oak. Oh, you guys ever see this type of wood? This is very expensive stuff right here. Brazilian rosewood. That is some beautiful wood right there. This is all I got left. But this is a very pretty wood. I've been waiting to use these 2 strips in a cutting board that I thought would look good, and I just haven't had the opportunity yet. I haven't really done anything. I love Brazilian rosewood. Yeah, I'm talking about my old Milwaukee saw. How many teeth does that blade have? My LFO. On the Flex has 24 teeth. One question. Do you use all of your drills evenly, or do you neglect some? Oh, I definitely neglect some. The ones I don't like, they sit up on the shelf. And then usually get donated somewhere. Yeah, the Flex table saw has a 24 tooth blade, guys. What saw are you talking about, Josh? I just tuned in. My old one, my Milwaukee used to burn the wood on me from time to time. This one doesn't. All right. Let's get this set up. I got to get this set up right so that you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, let's get the lights over here so they're not blinding me. Blinded by the light. You guys know that song? Blinded by the light. All right, let's see. All right, so get this out of the way. So what? Can you guys see that? Okay? Can you guys see? Huh? Can you see this? Okay. By the way, what up, LFL? What up? What up? What up? Guys, don't forget to hit that that like button. If you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, if you're feeling generous and want to ask a super important question, super chats are always appreciated. All right, bear with me here, peeps. This is kind of my vision I had here. What do you guys think of that? I think that looks cool, right? Do you think we should put like a thin strip of cherry in between these two, or leave the 2 walnuts alone? What do you guys think? Should I put a very thin strip of cherry in between these 2 walnuts, or should I leave it? Or should I put a thin strip of cherry on the outsides of the end walnuts? Thin strip. Well, how about, what if we put What if we put like a very thin strip of cherry on the outside of the end walnuts? Because then the middle will be, it will be dominated by the double walnut there. Cherry in the middle. I like no cherry in between. Put it on the outside, okay. For me, an additional one. Yes, on the ends. I think on the ends makes sense. And it will give me that little bit extra wiggle room, although it doesn't. I usually leave a little bit of wiggle room, guys, in case I F up routering. But if I put thin strips on the outside of the piece, if I put thin strips on the outside of the piece, it's not, I won't have any wiggle room. If I fuck up, I fuck up. Fuck it, let's do it. All right, let me cut this real quick. Those thin strips are not easy to do, guys. They are not easy to do. You gotta take your time and be extra, extra careful. All right? All right, so what do you guys think? Should we send it? I think we're gonna send it. Yes, sir, we're gonna send it. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh shit. Hold on, my cord's all... There, you guys just did the little whoopsie-woo. Here. I like it. You guys like it? I like it. Should we send it? Give me 100. Give me those hundreds in the comment section. I think we're going to send this. I think it came out great. My vision was exactly this. Doesn't always work out that way, but that's okay. I'm in shock you're still around. Oh, you talking about Juan? Josh, you said you got the Flex High Torque for 49 in the battery. Yep. Sure did. Why, what's up? I got the whole kit, battery and charger, but it is the... No, you asked me a question, Steve. You said right here, Josh, you said you got the Flex High Torque for 49 in battery. Yeah, I did today. Yeah. It came with the old school 5 amp hour battery, you know, the ones that are prone to leaking. So wasn't too thrilled about that. But if they start leaking, Flex will just send me another one. No big deal. W for the board. So what are you guys saying? We should start gluing up? Well, we got 71 people watching. Thanks, guys. Y'all are awesome. 71 peeps watching. That's what we're doing here. All right. Yeah, how many tools did you come home with spending $340? You probably came home with 10 tools. I'm telling you, I've come home with so many goddamn tools for not a lot of money. It's crazy. You could buy one Milwaukee tool for $340. You can buy 20 fucking Flex tools right now for $340. And guess what? The Flex ones are better. They're more powerful. They're more ergonomic. Their battery technology's better. It's just better than Milwaukee. And it pains me to say that, trust me. It pains me to say that. Here, I'll show you. Hold on, guys, I'll show you. Hold on. We'll take a little break from cutting board. Is that what you're talking about there, Mr. Ott? With the old school battery, 5 amp hour battery. The only problem I have buying Flex is getting them warranted once they leave Lowe's. What do you mean? You got to usually call Flex to get them warranted. Lowe's doesn't have anything to do with the warranty process. Nice. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is probably one of Flex's not so good tools. I'm just gonna be honest. I had one of these before. I tried it at work, used it every day for about a week. I really hated how this wobbles. You see how that wobbles, guys? You see that? It's designed to do that, to take away the impact while you're holding it, okay? But it does not feel right. It feels weird. It feels like you're losing it all the time. It's just a weird feeling, and it's really heavy, and it's a tad underpowered. And I don't say that too much about Flex, but it is a tad underpowered. It's not a bad tool by any means, especially not for $49. But it's not their best effort either, okay? But at $49, the battery and the charger's worth more than that. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is maybe going to go to Captain Dick for Christmas. What do you think? He needs a high torque. He has a mid torque. He needs a high torque, especially when he's working on cars. He loves working on cars. I'm glad I didn't drive 2 hours for that. I mean, I'm telling you, it's an okay tool for $49. Oh, you paid a lot more? Yeah. I walk into my local owned tool shop and hand them my Milwaukee, and 99% of the time it's fixed the next day. It's only like, I think this is only like 1,000 nut busting. It's really not anything to write home about. It's very top heavy. It tips. It just, like, you can hear the thing shaking when I do that. You hear that? That's from the head shaking. Okay? All right, it makes noises. It's kind of goofy. I mean, you hear, okay, hold on. Hold on. Now that you got me going on this, hold on. Listen to this one. You ready? Now listen to this. let you be the judge on that one. But for $49, it's not a bad tool. At $299, it's a god-awful tool, okay? That's where price matters, guys. Price matters so much into these decisions, you know? A tool can be, if a tool only costs you 40 bucks, and the next highest competitor is, say, $250, but you know that $49 tool is at least well made. It may not be the highest specs, the highest torque, the most ergonomic, but you know it's going to take a beating and keep on ticking type of a thing. Then that's when those type of tools become very good. But you slap a $300 price tag on that same tool, I don't have nothing to do with it because it's not that good. I can go get another $300 tool from somewhere else that's way better, okay? That's where that all comes into play. Yeah, I got a little Milwaukee stubby for that, though, Tom. I'm not putting high torques in the car. I got a little Milwaukee stubby that goes in the car for road emergencies. Can you please tell me, can you please remove a tire from the car or remove the lug nuts without any problem? Yeah, it can remove lug nuts, no problem. It definitely can remove lug nuts, no problem. Sounds like a bad ball joint, yeah. I love that tool shop. Okay. Mine was for $129. Sometimes you gotta just, you know, go to different stores. Different stores have different deals, guys. Different stores have different deals. That doesn't mean anything. What is the torque on it? I told you what the torque was on it. I said it was about 1,000 pounds of breakaway torque, nut busting torque. I said it probably 12 times in the last 5 minutes. Pay attention, class. Pay attention. All right. Let's get our clamps in place. Let's get our wood out of here. All right. I just told you it will remove lug nuts, no problem. I just said that. I just said it would remove them, no problem. That wasn't the reason why I didn't like it. I said it was a tad underpowered. And I said ergonomically it was a nightmare. And very top heavy. That's exactly what I said. All right. Start off with our first two little pieces here. I got to figure out how to get there. Is this individual actually retarded? Dude, it's Flex. Do you not know tools? Those are pro grade. Yeah, I'm done talking to him. I tried to be nice. I tried to help him out. Some people just don't want to be happy or helped. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, guys? Actually, I'm going to sit down and do this, guys. I've had a long effing day. So I'm just going to sit down and do this. I am exhausted beyond belief. Okay. Oh. sent us Sunday. Well, thank you. What does that stuff do, guys? What do Sundays and all that? What does that do? I don't even know what that means. I know it means like, I sent you a Sunday, you know, but I don't know what it means, if you know what I mean. I said, what do you mean about 6 times there? All right, just like the other day, guys, I'd rather you use too much glue than not enough glue, okay? So this is our thin strip of cherry on the end here. Give it a little brush so it's nice and even. Okay, put that there. Oop. It's joules they add up. Oh, cool. Thank you. 2447, take a break, pal. I'm not even paying attention to him. If he's getting a little out of hand, guys, you mods know what to do. Put him in a timeout or something. I don't want distractions. Like, distractions are the worst, because then you go down this rabbit hole during your live streams when you're trying to show people how to build cutting boards. That's why I almost didn't even really want to get the tool out. As soon as you bring the tool out and you give an opinion on it, next thing you know, they come out of the woodworks. Doesn't matter what company, what tool, they come out. All right. Shabam. Okay. Put a little squirt here. Yeah. Put a little squirt here. You guys still with me? I'm gonna need a towel. There we go. I got a towel. I usually wear gloves when I do this, guys, because I don't like getting glue on my goddamn, whatchamacallit, on my clamps, but it's almost impossible. You're just prolonging the inevitable. All right. You shouldn't ever time anybody out and ignore it. Bust away, deal that, blah, 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 blah. Oh no. There's definitely times for people to get timed out. Sometimes people just don't stop, even when you ignore them. And then they say crude and nasty stuff. And yeah, they gotta go. Whether it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever the case may be. Forever. I don't want them type of people around here. I'm not that worried about views to where that one guy can just come on here and say whatever the hell he want. This shit don't pay my bills. Other shit does. Okay. All right. If the guy continues, I don't even need to do anything. I know Steven will kick him out. Yep, exactly. Alright guys, we're just gluing it up here. Remember, every couple of boards that you glue up, you want to give it a nice little squeeze together. That way, you know it's all stuck together as best as possible before you put the clamp pressure on. Okay. And remember, when you're clamping, you don't need to use excessive force to clamp, guys. You just don't need to do it. Okay? Clamp sitting crooked or something. God damn it. Okay. So how long have we been doing this? We've been on for an hour and 15 some odd minutes. So yeah, when somebody says, geez, $200 for that, or geez, $100 for that, just know it's just not gluing a few pieces of wood together. You got to do all the prep, all the cutting, all the planing, all the routering, all the sanding, all the preparing, all the planning, like trying to figure out what design you want to do. You know, it pisses me off sometimes because I can't ever make up my mind. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And then tomorrow night, we'll finish her up. Tomorrow night, we'll finish her up, oil her up, sand her up. We'll have another cutting board done for a whole nother week. Be right back. See you later, bud. Thanks to everybody who's given me jewels. I have no clue what the value of them are or what they mean, but thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciated. Hey guys, you can be a member of the channel for only 99 cents. And guess what? Pretty soon here, I got a bunch of stuff I'm giving away. So I think I'm going to do a Subscriber of the Year, Member of the Year award. And that award may be a Milwaukee power tool or some other type of power tool. Who knows? So if you're not a member, hit up that 99 cents. Trust me, you may actually win a nice tool. Okay. Alright, now we need maple. I gotta tell you, I'm really digging what we did here. I'm really digging what we did here. Oh, there's a little hole in there. We want to fill that with glue. You don't want that to be hollow in there. Colombo, advice that would be given to me, stick to shorts. No, Jimmy, that's wrong. Because when you do get monetized, shorts pay shit. They only pay like a penny per 1,000 views. Or something stupid like that. Shorts is a means to get your long format videos watched. Okay? And the long format videos is where the money's at once you get monetized, okay? I made that same mistake of doing nothing but shorts. And it screwed me on watch time hours because your short watch time hours does not count towards getting monetized. I mean, it does, but you need such an elaborate amount of it that you'll never get there. Trust me, I tried. I didn't come close. When I started focusing more on long format videos, that's when I started getting, closer and closer to monetization. Not saying not to do shorts. I'm just saying you got to mix the two up. You got to be creative. It's almost like a science, and I don't even really know the science, to be honest with you. Oh no. I put the glue on the wrong side. Oh no. Shit. That's a waste of a lot of glue. Damn it. See, mistakes happen, guys. A lot of these other guys, man, they'll edit that shit out. You know what I mean? Dummy. I can't believe I just did that. What a dum-dum. But want to edit that out. What am I averaging this year? I think 236, 237, somewhere in there. Why? What's up? Who is that? Walleye Hunter 007? Are you from Buffalo or are you just a bowler in general? Alright. We're almost done, guys. We got 3 more to glue up. Oh, Wisconsin bowler, huh? How do you know about me? You just know I'm a bowler, or you know me, or have you heard me? Probably know my. I'll guarantee you that. That's probably how you know me. Probably know my buddy Brad. He's kind of a big deal. Bowler, another one. Yep. One short. 28 subs and almost 300,000 views. Yep, it did, but you're not understanding. That's not going to get you monetized. You need watch time hours. That's the hardest thing to get. You need actual watch time hours. Subscribers and stuff. Yes, it's not easy to get subscribers, but it is easier to get subscribers than it is watch time hours. Trust me, I learned that mistake the hard way. I did nothing but shorts, like my first 200 videos. Then I'm all like, how do I get all these subscribers, but I'm not even close to even having enough watch time hours? Come to find out, short watch time does not count towards your watch time hours totals. So that's when I flipped the whole script and I started doing more long format videos. I hate doing long format videos. I hate them. But they're a necessary evil in this game. All right, last one there, boys and girls, and then we clamp them down until tomorrow morning. Yep, 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 yep. All right, there she be. All right, now we got to clamp it down. I think she's gonna look. I think this is gonna look really good, guys. I think we got a winner. Okay. Now remember, you don't need a lot of pressure, just enough till that glue starts seeping out a little in the middle here. But you don't want your workpiece bowed. See, like these pieces right here? You don't want that. We're gonna have to undo that. You don't want that. There we go. You want to try and keep this as even as you can. Okay, good. That's pretty good. I maybe clamped that one down a little bit too much in the beginning. Okay. Here we go, guys. Couple in the middle. Let me get this excess glue wiped off, though. Put another clamp on top to keep it from bowing. Yeah, I know. I know. It's good, though. It's not going to bow. I got it. I'll put a couple along the side here once I sign off. All right. Excess glue. Let me get some more clamps here. I may have to clamp this down over here a little. No, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Of course, these aren't big enough, dummy. Where's my other ones? Dooby dooby doo. Well, I thank you guys for hanging out with me on a Friday night. Captain Dick couldn't make it tonight. Captain Dick couldn't make it tonight because my mom drug him out to the beach. They wanted to go spend the weekend at New Smyrna Beach. So, it's okay. We made another cutting board. Captain Dick probably would have been a little jelly of some scores happening around here. Hold on, guys. You guys want to see something cool? You guys want to see something cool before we sign off? Huh? Let's see here. Hold on. I'll show you something cool. I'll show you something cool, all right. Well, there she is, guys. Tomorrow we'll plane her and sand her and get her done. Is that a cutting board? Yes, it is. It sure is. Love with your whole heart. Put a wide board and 2 clamps on each side. Yep. I know how to clamp up a cutting board. I know. I've done plenty of them. Not a single one was bowed. But I'll show you guys something cool real quick before I sign off. They call me Spartacus. What do you guys think about that, huh, tough guys? What do you guys think about that? You guys want to put a clamp on that, huh? Huh? Pew, pew. I got my pew, pew out. Yep, another wild and crazy Friday night is over and in the books almost. Laugh out loud. They dropping acid listening to Hendrix right now? What? What did Christina say? Who knows? Who cares? Let's see. Who wants to see this thing in action? Huh? You know, I was kind of surprised that it held that many nails. All right. Let's see if I can get this down enough. It's just so fun. Oh, that's crazy good. Oh, that was in bump mode. It's just crazy good. That's just fun. That's just fun. Don't drop the brown acid. See you, Tom. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I paid $49 for this thing. This is a $400 tool. It's a $400 tool. I didn't say anything. I'm up here. Well, Juan said something about Christina. Should I have grabbed that Flex 18 gauge nailer for $99 too? Who knows? This thing is a freaking bad mamma jamma. Pew, 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 pew. All right, guys, we've been on here for almost an hour and a half. Actually, an hour and 35 minutes. Thanks for coming on and hanging out with me, making another cutting board. We'll go live again tomorrow night. You guys want to go live tomorrow night and finish this bad boy off? I think that would be great. I think that would be awesome. And then we can have a whole finished product thing. Have a little talk while we do some sandings, and all that type of stuff. All right, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I know I want to say something. Oh, yeah. If you need good Tool Squatch merch, we got all kinds of hats, hoodies, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, coasters, all that shit in our merch store. Link is in the bio. If you don't already know, you can become a member of this channel for only 99 cents. Trust me, we got some big member-only giveaways coming up with some Milwaukee tools and stuff like that. You want to become a member just for that reason alone. And you get to look at the videos early. Until we get more members, then we can't really do much. We got to get a bigger membership. So that's why I dropped it to 99 cents. It's only $1 a month. Who knows? Maybe you win a Milwaukee 18-volt tool. Who knows? Thanks for the battery tips the other night. No problem. LFL. What LFL say? What up, Juan? Ready for the weekend? Oh, okay. It should be 99 cents because I changed it 3 damn times. I changed it to 0.99. So it keeps changing it on me. I swear to God. I've done this 3 times. It like had to refund people money because of it. Like, well, I obviously didn't see it. Is it 159 or because somebody else told me it was 149? Like, why does it keep changing? I set it at 99 cents. Maybe you can't set it at 99 cents. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Sayer got in for 99 cents. All right, well, I'll double check it. I just don't want to have to change the price again. Then it has to refund everybody their money. Again, this is like the third time I've done this. This is just, YouTube is stupid. They're stupid. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Go be a member for $1.49, I guess. I don't know. See you later.